Yo, 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 what is going on, everybody? Hello, hello. Happy Sunday to all of you. It has been a minute since we've done a live stream, so I am happy to hang with you guys today. Give me 1 second here. I'm just trying to make sure everything is up and running smoothly. Yeah, all right. Seems like the audio's coming through. That makes me happy. I did not forget how to stream and all this crazy time off. Let's see. The last time I streamed was July 18th. So yeah, it's been some time, man. I would say probably have to go back to like March is when I was like the last time I was like streaming a little bit more regularly. But I appreciate anybody who's still hanging around and wanting to chat Web3. Obviously, I got Splinterlands up here, but we can talk through whatever it is that you're playing, because I know that there's folks kind of all over the spectrum right now. I've been seeing it all over X. I've been seeing it in the comments section. I know Illuvium is hot. I need to jump back into Parallel, but today is yet another red day. We are below 60K for Bitcoin, and I don't think that is going to drive any kind of optimism or enthusiasm into the space. So we're just going to continue building and playing and doing whatever it is and kind of go from there. In terms of where we're at Splinterlands wise, I mean, we're about to drop below half a penny. Yeah, I mean, look, even in my wildest nightmares, I never thought that we would get this low. But at this point, with no end in sight for, well, let me put it this way. With no end in sight for the Splinterlands like kind of timeline or development, I mean, I think that we can probably go significantly lower than this. My guess from a more macro standpoint, and here's the thing, right? Like Bitcoin is not far off of its all-time highs compared to a lot of the other tokens that have dropped, including Parallel and Prime, including Illuvium, including all the other cool stuff there. Ooh, let me make sure. You know what? I'm not hardwired in, but I think the reception's good. So let me know if there's an issue, but I guess I can't really plug in at this point. That's going to screw something up. So let's talk about timelines here, macro-wise. We have about 3 months until the election here in the US. I have no idea if or what will potentially happen with the market. Now, for people here that like to follow that stuff with me, obviously they did not reduce the interest rates. They did not cut rates. And then people are still expecting that potentially that can happen in September. We saw a mass market sell-off on Friday, so just 2 days ago in the US stock market, that I don't know if this is true or not. I saw it, people saying it on Twitter, so I'm just going to parrot it here. But everything you read on the internet, take it all with a grain of salt. Everything you hear on the internet. But somebody was saying that it's like the single lowest drop that we've had since in a day since COVID 2020. So that is interesting, because if that does put us in a position where they're forced to cut rates sooner rather than later, and sooner I guess would be I think the next meeting is going to be in September. That's a full 2 months or around 2 months before the election. And I wonder if there will be a change in the overall kind of sentiment when it comes to markets. Again, not just crypto, but just the overall markets, which could potentially, it will most definitely impact Bitcoin. What we're failing to see, though, and this is something that I was hopeful for, but clearly even my hopes and dreams were wrong. What we're failing to see is any kind of alt season, right? We saw a little bit of it, just a small smidgen pop, maybe back in probably like February, March or so, and it was kind of in line with the Bitcoin run up post the ETF launch, right? So you had the ETF launch in January. We hit like 48K or something. Then we dipped back down for a bit. And then it just ran straight up to the 60s and 70s, which was fantastic. Set a new all-time high. And we had an alt season that I thought would be kind of like extended in a delayed manner, the way that we've seen other alt seasons. And that's why I was hopeful that the summer could be a really fun time for crypto. But if anything, we've seen just nothing but choppiness over the summer. And with less than a month to go, we're already in August, right? So summer for me, I would say, and once September comes, I know technically, was it September 21st is, or September 20th, 21st is like the end of summer, beginning of fall. But I would say as soon as Labor Day hits here in the US, I feel like summer is officially over. So we're less than a month away from that. And I don't necessarily see like a crazy alt season happening, right? And there's usually a September dip. Everybody's kind of going back to the grind, school, work, summer's over and all that. And so my best guess is that the earliest that we would see something, and this is just a guess, guys, it's not financial advice, but this the earliest we would see something is Q4, right? October or Uptober, as it's been known in the past. So again, that is a month or so before the election here in the US. And again, that's the really tricky thing, because I don't know what 4D chess games are being played, right? Like I was reading some things about how, like, the Fed does not want to cut rates until they see who's going to be president. So they're like trying to delay it as much as possible. And the only way that they'll have to course correct is if the stock market plunges or if banks start failing, right? And at this point, they've shored up the bank situation enough with the BTFP program last year, but the stock market tumbled, so that could be something interesting. I don't know. It should be a wild 3 months here between now and November, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see just red candles or continued choppiness here in this range, right? 50s and 60s. Until October. That's kind of my new time frame that I have in my head. I was really hopeful that we would see something here over the summer, but at this point, I think I'm gonna put that to bed, at least for myself. Which again, like, I hope, and this is slightly, or I will just say tangentially related. I hope you guys are just enjoying the summer, because I mean, crypto as a whole has not been a fantastic place. Like, there's no game. There's no like token or project that's absolutely popping off at the moment, right? And if it is, sorry, I missed it. But what has been cool is games are launching, and this is the really interesting time. I mean, you go back 6 months, and I was excited for this time period where you'd be getting a ton of games launching, play to airdrop, tournaments, different things like that people would be getting involved in, and we'll see how that translates over the next 12 months. But in terms of like price action, in terms of like crazy adoption and, dumb money coming into the space, that's not happening. And I guess I'm gonna put it to bed that I probably don't think that will happen until October-ish. Which, taking this back to Splinterlands now, right? So we talked macro, talked a little Bitcoin, crypto. So let's scale this back down now, and then I'll jump into the chat. But talking through Splinterlands and where things are at, that kind of aligns with the last timeline that we had from the team in terms of wanting to get all of the new player experience stuff done by the end of Q3. So end of Q3 technically is end of September. So, October should be right around the corner. And if they can get that stuff, completed, and then are able to push forward with any kind of marketing, or even if it's just new players coming in or checking out the game naturally, because the market's starting to pick back up and people are excited for a potentially big 2025, that will be a good time frame. And then they pivot to adding in all the features that we've been asking for. So 2 more months of choppiness, 2 more months of bleeding. I don't know in terms of in terms of like price action for tokens. I think seeing DEC actually hold decently well, and I know it's a stable coin that's not a stable coin anymore. But I was talking about this in the video yesterday or 2 days ago, where it's like, go back to the beginning of the year, right? Or 6-7 months ago. Like, SPS is down from that point in time, right? We were only at 3 cents, but we are down another 80+% in SPS. So this thing will continue to bleed. I don't want to say forever, but I mean, for the foreseeable future. And like I said, with 2 more months of this, I mean, it's going to be a bloodbath. Whereas DEC, had you been holding DEC, so all my land folks out there, I mean, you're only down 33%. You're not down 80% since that time. That's got to feel a little good, at least, right? I mean, I know it's like the lesser of two evils. Vouchers, RIP to anybody that's been collecting, buying vouchers. It's not that I was like Nostradamus or predicted anything. I wasn't trying to, but I've been very happy with the decision to sell every single voucher that I've received for the past however many years at this point. Now, what's interesting, though, is that we did not sunset the vouchers, right? So that proposal did not pass. Shout out to the People's Guild. They put up an alternative, and the people spoke, and they want that item. But when is that item coming in? When is that one card going to be available for vouchers? And when you look at how many vouchers are available now, I mean, this number is only going to continue to go up. I don't know when voucher utility gets stripped away from everything else. And, the specific voucher utility for that token or that coin, or not, sorry, that card will come in. That to me is probably going to be a Q4 thing. So we'll wait and see. All right, let me catch up on the chat, say hi to some folks here. Let's see. We got Jobby Saints in the house. Let's go. What's happening? All right, Joffrey Illuvium caught Dark Holo Riptor. Let's go. Congrats, man. I saw your comment. I haven't had a chance to jump into chat or into the comments. But I saw your comment, Joffrey, about working your Illuvium land. So I'm going to need to learn from you, because that might be the next thing that I want to jump into. It seems like people are having a blast with that, and it's an actual game. So let's go. Pomp is present. Thank you for being here. KGM Jam, what's up? Supreme Victory Studios, hello. Blockchain Projects, what up? Fourth quarter should be nice and green. Yeah, I'm hopeful too. I think fourth quarter could be fantastic for Bitcoin. Not financial advice, but at this point in time, I'm looking at this 59K and I'm trying to figure out where I can find more capital to throw into Bitcoin at this point. That has been my only focus the past couple of months. Literally been my only focus, because I'm like, dude, anytime Bitcoin goes below 60K is like I need to sell body parts at this point to grab as much as I can. Again, how that translates over to the rest of the market, I don't know. If anything, what I've been seeing is Bitcoin dominance is a chart that I've been following, and this has been fascinating. So if you guys will humor me for a little bit longer. And you know me, I like to go on these tangents. I think you guys enjoy them too, at least for the most part. But this is what I've been tracking, because it has gone nothing but up over the past year, we'll call it. So let's see, when is this? This is 2022, maybe even a year plus. So check this out, right? Like here's where we were at. Now this is all history going, well, not all, but like going back to 2013. So if we look at the last run up, right? So, Bitcoin hits we'll just call it like local, what's that called? High dominance, right? Almost 70% at this point. Back in 2019, September of 2019, right? And let me go to 2020 because I'm curious if we're paralleling that year at all. But check this out. Okay, so then in Q4 of 2020, you can see there's a little shift down. There's a little shift down here, right? And keep in mind, the blue is Bitcoin, right? So the more blue there is, that is Bitcoin dominance. So we went in Q4 from what is it, about 58% all the way down. Where did this wick down to? Like 65% by January of 2021, right? That was a crazy move for Bitcoin, where Bitcoin was it blew past 20K, right? Its previous all-time high, and then jumped all the way, like skipped the 20s essentially, went all the way up to like 30K. And so Bitcoin dominance was just absolutely on a tear. And then, right, here's your alt season. Here's where all the shit coinery started, right? So everybody's just launching tokens, meme coins, whatever other garbage, right, that's out there. And so that's when we lose Bitcoin dominance. That peaks around the time FTX, that the FTX collapses, right? This is November of 2022. And take a look at the chart since then. It's been nothing but down and to the right, which is Bitcoin dominance, right? So good for Bitcoin. Now, if you look at the 1-year chart here, so I guess if we were to look at the 2-year chart, we'd see, let's go back to this. So from November of 2022, Bitcoin dominance was at 39%. So since that time, we've gone from 39%. Today, we're sitting at 50, just under 56, right? So 55.7% as of August 3rd. Yeah, so it was just yesterday. And if you look just over the past year, so from last summer to this summer, and keep in mind, Bitcoin had already bottomed out by this time last year, right? So it was at 48%. It's just been consistently going up and up and up, 47% up to 55%. Now, where does this end, right? Where will we get to a point where, folks will look at this and say, all right, it's time for an alt season, right? Like that's enough Bitcoin. My guess, and there's like 2 indicators that I'm watching, right? So the first of which is like if Bitcoin hits 100K, right? That's like the magic number, and it's all psychological, but that is the magic number. The second, and this is why I'm watching this chart, the second is Bitcoin dominance potentially getting back over 60%, right? Because keep in mind, even here, right, we were at 56%, and then Bitcoin blew past everything to jump again. It was a short period of time from September all the way to December, January. Oh, look at this. December of 2020, 70%. So in my opinion, Bitcoin dominance is not high enough yet. I think that we can see that go I'm just again, a guess, not based on anything, but I would be surprised if there was an alt season or anything before we got to higher than 60% Bitcoin dominance. And the truth is that, like, so why does this happen? Well, because other projects are shit and they need to die, right? So like we're slowly, like, all those projects are slowly dying. And no, I'm not talking about like Splinterlands, right? But let's be honest, the Splinterlands ecosystem is dying financially, economically. It's not going to die. So let's be very clear. Neither is Parallel, neither is Illuvium. Like all those, companies and projects have enough money to sustain at least the next year or so. So the question then becomes, all right, so how much more bleeding do we need to do if we're going to see that Bitcoin dominance come in, right? Because Bitcoin has stayed in the 60 to 70 range. I know we're a little bit below right now, right? But you've seen all other tokens just get absolutely hammered. I mean, look at Prime, right? And I'm a big Prime holder. I'm a big Prime believer as well. I mean, that thing's down at like $6 right now. So yeah, $6.50. It's under $6.50 right now. So I think we see the bleed for a little bit longer, potentially 2+ months, until whenever Bitcoin decides to reverse. But those are the two metrics that I am specifically watching. All right, so Liberty Guy says the Federal Reserve is a criminal organization along with the IRS, which is the collection agency for the private Federal Reserve Bank. I would suggest you read the book Creature from Jekyll Island. I've heard good things about that book, Liberty Guy. I don't disagree with any of the sentiments you've posed here. I'm all for ending the Fed. So, yeah. Blockchain Project says, so who's going to cover the cost on implementing the voucher shop that the proposal passed? So, in my opinion, that's something that the DAO should pay for. I know, unpopular, but I think the team is going to end up doing it out of pocket again. And I hope that doesn't strain them further. Banana says, sell everything you own. I have no couch or TV. Oh, you are on top of it. Yeah, I gotta, you know what? This has inspired me. There's a bunch of things that I gotta offload here. I was gonna throw it on like Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp. So that's the next step. Gonna do that. And then, I don't know, at some point I'll find a way to like use my nights and weekends and free time and whatever. I'll go drive for Uber. All right, International Travel Channel, what's going on? Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being here. All right, so Bitcoin is now below. Are we below 59 yet? I thought I saw us at all the way down at 59,130. Okay, so we're getting there. Blockchain Project says, I agree that DAO should pay for this. If the team diverts their resources to make this happen, red flag for me. So that is something I wonder if Bjangles had put that into the proposal, if people would have voted for it. Like, throw the team a bone here, send them 50K or something. But that to me is a cost that should be maintained every single year, right? To give the team enough for resources. But that wasn't put in the proposal. And so what happens when the team needs to come back and say, well, if you want us to do this, you need to pass a proposal that says X, Y, and Z. Or if they just decide to go and do it. And I'm saying that based on Matt's own words, right? He, during the last town hall or whenever, I think it was the last town hall, said like he was good with whatever. People did not want to sunset the proposal or sunset the vouchers in that proposal. Then the team could focus on making a card. But I agree that I don't want them to divert any resources that are necessary for other more important things. I don't know, man. So I put the video out a little while ago, kind of doing the math on like how they could make it, how they could make it so that the math worked out. Hold on, give me 1 second, guys. How they make so the math would work out on burning all the vouchers, right? Because we get 14.6 million per year. But on top of that, we already almost have a year's worth of vouchers in circulation, right? 12.5 million, 12.6 million. So if they put it out, like let's do it this way. I mean, if they put it out there, like the first couple of cards that they do, it's almost like they have to be overpriced if you want to get voucher value out of the gutter. But the other way to look at it too is, I mean, maybe vouchers shouldn't even have a tradable value. Oh, I know, right? That would make me so sad because then I couldn't sell them anymore. But yeah, I don't know. It's they have to consider the supply, and I hope that they are. Matt's promise last year of make vouchers scarce again, I really bought into it. And I have to say that's probably one of the disappointing thhave that I've come away with from the 2023 campaign promises. We did not make vouchers scarce again. Now we could have if Rebellion had sold, right? Because keep in mind, had we sold 2 million packs, I mean, we haven't even sold 1 million packs, but had we sold an additional million versus where we're at right now, that would have been another 5 million vouchers required. Or, well, I guess not required, but people would have paid more. And had we gotten close to 3 million packs, that could have been interesting too. So actually, you know what's fascinating now, as we round out the time frame for the Rebellion sale, keep this in mind. I don't know when the timing for removing voucher utility will be, but that proposal suggested just completely removing vouchers from the Rebellion price and making them available for DEC at 4K or something like that. I think that was the proposal. Don't quote me on it. I might be remembering wrong. That might have just been part of a conversation that I had. But if they slow down or do not do it before that time period, we could potentially see a bunch of vouchers get eaten up. So my question now is, okay, if I'm the team and I have the flexibility to implement this voucher proposal at my discretion, all right, if I'm Matt, what would be the better way to go about it? Would it be better to help try and burn through, I don't know, anywhere from 3 to 10 million vouchers, right? 2.5 million vouchers would be 500,000 packs. 10 million vouchers would be another 2 million packs that get sold. I don't know that we're going to hit that, right? But I am hoping for some fireworks towards the end of the set. But you know what? I mean, at this point, unless, and this is why it's so important for the rest of the market to pick up, because I do believe that there are many larger accounts in here, or even smaller accounts, that are exposed to all of your L1s, right? Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. And they will be the ones that take in significant gains and profits and spend those here. in Splinterlands. So, like, here's the thing. If Bitcoin hits 100K, I would probably, well, I don't sell Bitcoin, but if like some other things, let's put it this, sorry, let's not talk about me. Let's talk about other folks, just hypothetically. But if people sold their L1s, sold their gains, I wouldn't be surprised if they came in, looked at that and said, yo, there's less than 1 million Rebellion packs and we're heading into the crazy part of the bull run. Yeah, I'm absolutely going to buy some Rebellion packs. I can see that happening, but that doesn't happen, or it doesn't happen at the same level if Bitcoin gets delayed and all of a sudden we're not hitting 100K or new all-time high until 2025, because that there's an end date for Rebellion, right? It's like December 18th or something like that. And we're just continuing to burn through everything at this point. All right, let me catch up on the rest of the chat. Man, guys, I'm hungry already. This is rough. All right, so Brian says, any plan to redeem your Soulbound cards? No, I don't think so. I might do a couple of like the single BCX extras that I have of like epics and legendaries. Again, only if there's a market around it. But cards that are part of my account that I play with regularly, no, I'm going to keep them forever. To me, I just view it differently, right? Like those are I don't mind them being soulbound rewards. I don't have any intention of selling them. If anything, it would be an out-of-pocket cost for me to take cards that are part of my playing collection at this point and turn them into NFTs when I don't need to, right? They already serve the purpose. And all I'd be doing is speculating on potentially then selling them at the height of a bull run in the future, which doesn't, I like playing the game. I don't want to sell a maxed out Coastal Sentry, right? I don't want to sell a maxed out whatever other card, because I like using it. So I'll get some extras. I might burn some DEC for a couple of the extras. We'll see how that goes. And we're a week, a little under a week and a half. So no, at this point, I don't think it is something that I'm planning on doing, at least not mass scale. And I wonder what the appetite in the secondary market will be, because I do have some like gold foil legendaries, and it's like, you know what? I'm not going to be able to max those out. So they're just going to sit there and not benefit anybody or anything. So those might be worth doing something with. Whether I want to use them on land in the future or I want to use them on something else. So I actually just thought about that. So Blockchain says free vouchers, giving free cards is ridiculous at the point where SPL are right now. Yeah, I mean, I agree. All of this stuff is just always going to go back. It's just a recursive loop, right? You give out more cards. Either you sell them or you put them out there for free. People will always sell the reward token, which is SPS. They'll always sell anything that's given to them for free, right? In order to get the things that they want. And so, I mean, it's very clear to see that nobody wants SPS. Nobody wants vouchers. People want cards, but there's too many cards that even the people that want them, the buying power that they have is not nearly enough. So yeah. Brian Wu says, how much it costs for designing 6 to 8 cards? I don't know. Everything's been so inconsistent from the team in terms of pricing. And I'm not trying to knock the team on that. It's just, I think you look at Rebellion and it's like they charged $250K, but that was like a sweetheart deal. So that was like a little bit of a discount. And then they were trying to charge, what was it, $200K or something like that for the, was it $200K for the burn event, which the people voted down. And now they want to charge 600 million vouchers, which again, at peg, that's 600K, but more so 400K, with today's prices, for the team to design like 5 promo cards or something like that. That did pass, right? So I don't know. I don't know what the price should be for 6 to 8 cards. I mean, here's the thing. If you look at it and you say 600,000, right, with DEC at peg, or sorry, let's just do it 600 million DEC for maybe 10 cards, right? It's 5 promo events. I mean, it'd probably be roughly the same, maybe a little bit less for 6 to 8 cards. But we'd have to do that yearly, right? I don't know. It's a lot. Pomp says, I would unlock my cards if I could eventually burn them and get the DEC back, but I am not going to pay 10x. I think you can burn them and get the DEC back. Wasn't that listed in the proposal or in the announcement? You know what's fascinating now? Check this. Maybe, you know what? Actually, you've almost convinced me. I think I do want to. See. Okay, so here's an interesting approach we could try. DEC is significantly below peg right now. And a part of me, from like an investment standpoint, looks at this and says, okay, DEC is below peg. If I wanted to hold DEC and earn some kind of return on it, right? Turn it into a income producing holding for me. What is the best way to go about that? Unfortunately, because the pools no longer offer rewards, right? So the DEC pools, the only option is, I guess you could go with like the DEC SPS pool, but that's got too much impermanent loss for me. So is DEC swap.hive. But the only other option is land at this point, right? Like you could put 50,000 DEC on a land plot with some cards and you could earn a consistent yield paid out to you in grain or SPS, right? Whatever you could calculate it that. My point is that you could earn a yield on that and then still have the upside. But it's a significant capital allocation, right? That's 50,000 DEC, then however much it costs for land, and then however much it costs for the cards that you'd need to buy. Versus if you were to convert your soulbound reward cards, right? Unbind them, not unlock, but unbind them. The ones that you don't need or that you're willing to rent out. Because then all of a sudden I could look at this and say, all right, hey, you know what? I want to buy 1 million DEC, right? What is that? $1,000 worth of DEC? Or at least, sorry, this is where it gets interesting. If I wanted to buy 1 million DEC at this point, that's going to cost me $640. So I can take that and I can unbind a bunch of the cards that I have, ideally ones that might get a good rental value. At which point, right, I could then rent them out, earn some kind of yield on them if people want or need them. Or if the market's good enough, then I just sell it, right? Right? It's just like, oh, if I unlock something for 10,000 DEC, but somebody's willing to pay 50,000 DEC for it, then yeah, that's a no-brainer. Take that capital and run. But here's what I'm trying to get at. Let's say nobody wants to buy them, right? But let's say you can generate some kind of yield on the return. You can rent them out for pretty cheap, and you know that they're going to go, right? Because you're just renting out all of your extra stuff, and there's enough demand that you're able to earn 4, 5, 6%, whatever number you want. Then at that point, what you're doing is waiting until DEC goes back to peg, at which point you burn all the cards that you unbinded, right? Unbound. You get that DEC back, and that 1 million DEC is now worth $1,000 versus the 640, and you sell the DEC, you just made a 50% gain with a little extra on top from all the rental income you had. I don't know. I'm just putting the ideas out there. So that actually does make it kind of appealing to unlock my cards, as long as I'm going to have the resolve and the discipline to burn them when the time is necessary, which I don't know that I will, right? Because it's like, I don't want to burn these cards. I like them. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it can't be my main collection, right? Because I want to play the game forever, for as long as the game is around. But maybe I'm thinking about this the wrong way. See, as Pomp is saying here, are you sure that you can unlock the car for 50 DC, you can burn for 50 DC? Or is it 5 DEC? Oh, shoot. You know what? Never mind. That whole idea, throw that out the window. You're right. We're paying 10x the burn value. Man, I got excited for a moment. Oh, who the hell is going to unlock their cards now? Why would you? So really, okay. So therefore, that idea of kind of yield farming DEC is out the window. You would still unlock your cards if there was a market for selling them, but not for whatever I just said. So really, it's still, land still just remains the best situation. But as I said in the video the other day, where it's just like people are taking their DEC off of land and buying SPS because they believe in the upside of SPS. Which again, I mean, I think we all believe in the upside of SPS. Okay, sorry, I skipped some comments. So let's see. I don't like my cars. Okay, yeah. All right, so something scared. This is from KGM. Something scared DraftKings so bad that they shut down the entire NFT side of the business. Haven't been able to find out what or why, except for some lawsuit. Any takes on what happened? So I just saw the headline for this, KGM. Thanks for bringing it up. I'll try to look into it a little bit more. I have no idea. Excuse me. I have no idea. And it could be unrelated to Web3. So just, before we jump to any conclusions, it could be unrelated to Web3. Maybe it's just a part of their business that didn't make sense, or maybe they were involved in some Web3 shitcoinery too. Who knows? All right, Supreme Victory Studios says, as a modern player, I started to burn my gold foil soulbound cards that will go out of rotation soon. Well, they're not going to go out that soon. I think, if anything, gold foil is the one that I'm curious about or interested in unlocking, because I think that there's a lot of gold foil maxis out there that are going to want them. So the problem is what is the appetite for that, and what is the supply? Because I think all of these champ whales probably have way more extras than I do. All right, so Johnny says, which of the Rebellion Soulbound cards are your favorite so far? There are lots revealed by content creators. Speaking of which, aren't you going to reveal some? They had reached out to me, not to put them on blast, but they had reached out to me on X, and I said, yeah, I'm in. Send me something. And then that was 2 days ago. I hadn't heard anything back. So I haven't looked at the cards very thoroughly yet, so I don't have any specific opinions on them. If there's one that you want me to check out, then I can. I did see, I think I even replied to Bulldog, kind of he was complaining about power creep, and I agreed with him. I think that's just going to be the case in every situation, which again, so this brings me back to an issue that I believe is, I don't want to say it's bad necessarily, but I think if you look at what I'm about to say, you can say that, well, it's like the way that this game is designed is just really tough for the company. Because if these cards are awesome, that will make it even less desirable for me to go out and buy Rebellion packs or Rebellion cards in general. I think if these cards are awesome, if I'm going to spend money on Rebellion, it will only be on the summoners, and only the summoners that make the most sense. And then I'll be able to play in Modern in the future if I wanted to, with a decent sized collection of Rebellion reward cards along with the meta summoners. And will I win? No, probably not. Will I be competitive? Maybe. We'll see. Maybe competitive enough. Because the thing is, here's, at the end of the day, I want the Rebellion summoners no matter what, right? So I will potentially buy them even if I wait until they rotate to wild format. But it's like, if the Rebellion reward cards are amazing, and I have let's put it this way, 9 to 12 months, or we'll just say 8 to 11 months to build that collection out before Chaos rotates out of Modern, Yeah, yeah. All right, Blockchain Project says, has Walking Keys convinced you to get some McFarlane digital NFTs? First edition digital series of Batman, Superman with super low print rates. He hasn't convinced me. I mean, it's not that he's tried to convince me. I know that it's something that he really enjoys. I don't know. I never was into the NFT thing. So, sorry, not NFT. I was never into like the McFarlane NFTs. Again, they're cool, right? And I understand like the value and potential utility, but I don't know. It's just collecting them was not my interest. Are they going for super cheap right now? All right. Well, I caught up on chat. How often does that happen? And we've been on for about 40-ish minutes. Let's see. Is there anything else that we want to chat about? Anything else we want to talk about? Like I said, I start to get hungry. All right. You know what I'm going to do? Let's check out the glint shop. Let's open up some goodies, shall we? I am trying to stack a decent amount of glint before next season. But now, see, this is the thing. Now that we're talking about this, I almost want to have some extra soulbound cards. And like, I'm thinking through the commons and rares. Like, I'm wondering if I should grab enough here. Okay. How many more? Okay, so if I were to do the... Because aren't these like super cheap, the common draws? Yeah, they're like 100. So if I did 400 of these... Oh, that's 40,000 glint. That's not insignificant for cards that I don't need. Oh, but you know what we could do? Let's do... I like getting the chests. Oh, but you know what? Not now. So my account is not frozen, but I'm holding off on playing right now because I'm trying to rent out my deck. So all right, so here's a current strategy. I'm not playing right now because I don't have time. So I'm letting the bot run pretty much everything, and then I'll go in for guild brawls and some tournaments here and there. And I'm doing what I did, I don't know, a couple of months back, where I'm just gonna let the bot play with soulbound reward cards and see how far it can go, and if I can earn a decent amount of glint, because I want to rent out the top tier cards that I have, and then use that DEC to actually level up my deck. Because let's go back to Splinter cards here. We are seeing Chaos Legion at like, I mean, it's just setting new all-time lows every single day. $639. Maybe not all-time lows. We were down at 550. But I looked at this, and if you guys don't know about this tool, it's called Missing BCX on Splinter cards. And you can put in your username, and it'll tell you the rough estimate in terms of like how much you would need to spend to max out your deck, right? So you can choose whichever set or subset that you want, or edition. You can break it down by rarity, Splinter. You can break it down by league, right? So if you only wanted to have like bronze, for example, I click Chaos Legion. I have everything maxed for bronze. This is crazy, but I don't even have everything maxed for silver, and this will cost me $3. So this is why I'm looking at this and thinking, okay, well, I should at least max everything out for silver, right? And if I want to max everything out for gold, that's going to cost me what, $76? And then back to diamond. So I think it was around, yeah. So I'm looking at somewhere between 186 and 250, right? Based on low BCX, low card price. And so I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, well, I'm not playing right now anyway. The bot doesn't mind if it's just using a bunch of cards, and as long as it's earning me glint and earning me SPS, and I'm able to kind of double dip by renting out my cards, I'm going to take that DEC, turn it around, and buy up all the rest of these cards that I need to increase the level and max out my deck. But now I'm curious. Hold on. What reward cards do I need? Oh man, I still have. Oh no, never mind. Some of these I have in gold foil. But let's see. Rift Watchers. Rift Watchers gonna cost me. Oh my god, still over $1,000. Hey, you know what? At least Rift Watchers seems to be holding its value decently well. It's carried by some of these legendary cards. And then Rebellion, I mean, I only have like 5 cards, but yeah, $5,000 or so. How much would Untamed cost me right now? $4,000. That's still significant. I have been looking at some of the Untamed cards. I did buy a couple that I thought were decent. Let's see. Dice is another 1,500, $2,000. All right, so you can see what my strategy is here, right? So I'm slowly just trying to level up my deck. I mean, at the very least, I should get all of these cards maxed for silver, so I can jump into silver tournaments without feeling. Yeah, Dax. I only need 1 Dax. Dude, Dax Paragon's 11 cents. Oh my god. 17 cents for Narissa. Interesting times. All right, so let's see. Pomp says reward cards shouldn't be soulbound. Just have 0 burn value and let the market determine the price. That's a tough one, man. Because what ends up happening then is those cards trend towards 0, right? Because bots come in and bots just mass farm them and completely eradicate them. I don't know, man. There's no easy clean cut solution here. Like even going back to like SPS, like SPS emissions per day are way too high for ranked play. And it's like, you need to have that in order to incentivize people to come in and play. But it's got like the amount that we're emitting in SPS versus how much we're burning, right, in DEC for all the different sinks that are available for DEC now is not, I mean, it's crazy. It's like multiples higher. So it makes complete sense that this stuff is just, yeah, I don't know. Dirt cheap, says Blockchain Projects. All right, so Javi says, I compiled the reward cards revealed so far in social media for your reference. Oh, thank you. Okay. Is this on let's see. I'm on your Twitter right now. Is it on here? Javi Santos. Let me know where to go. I didn't see it on there. I think your last post was from yesterday. Known for knowledge. What's up? Good day. So how low do we go? Or only up from here? No, definitely not only up from here. I think there's definitely more choppiness. So I have 2 accounts I'm considering selling. Zephyr, known for knowledge, Horas, and 1 gold foil. Okay. So are you selling because you're done with the game, or these are just extra accounts that you're trying to get rid of? I don't know how low we go. And I think it'd be silly to say it's only up from here. I don't know. Like that's the thing. As soon as we got below 1 penny, I thought 1 penny would be a much stronger psychological floor, but it wasn't. And so to me, there's no psychological floor now. Like half a penny is not a psychological floor. Like I wouldn't be surprised to go a lot lower, especially if this choppiness continues and, you know, certain things come out politically, anti-crypto and such. I don't know. There's no floor. There's no floor. The floor is 0. And you can see we're still 0.0051 away from that, but that doesn't mean we can't hit it. If they trend to 0, bots won't farm them. That's an interesting point, because then the bots have all these extras they can't sell and they can't burn. It makes it cheap for new players to come in. But then the value of playing for them is gone. And I think I get what Matt's going for. I know B Jangles and I kind of disagreed on that. But I think I get what he's going for. It's on peak D. Okay. All in on Bitcoin, or also DCAing a bit into SPS? No, dude, all in on Bitcoin. I get enough SPS from the assets that I own. I will say this though. I am selling everything for SPS. Everything in Hive that I get from other games or whatever, like vouchers, sell them for SPS. DEC from rentals, sell it for SPS. DEC from renting out my SPS, sell it for SPS. So right now I'm stacking SPS with the goal of I think I actually am going to try to hit the 1 million goal. And this is spread out between a couple of accounts, and it's also spread out in wallets that are not even on. So if you look at my account right now, you'll see I think I have like 300,000. So that's not the full number. If you're looking at that and being like, oh, you have a so just don't look at that, because there's other accounts and there's stuff that's even off chain that I'm holding. But I think just because it's gotten so low now, I'm like, you know what? Let's go for it. Let's sell and rent out as much as we can, and just stack as much SPS as possible at this point. I mean, even saying this out loud right now, I was just like, I should use the SPS from renting on my deck to buy, or use the DEC from renting on my deck to buy more cards. But I don't know, maybe I go back and buy SPS. It's not a bad deal. Luke is in the house. What's going on, man? Long time. No Frown says, I'm done with the game. No time, honestly. Guild and Node would consider selling. Interesting. Yeah, nodes are all the way through the floor, which is sad. Oh, okay. Sorry. So let me go to peak D for Jobby Saints. Is it just Jobby Saints? Can I find it here? Jobby Saints. Rebellion War cards revealed so far. All right, let's give you an upvote. Guys, make sure you go and upvote Jobby. Although I don't have much Hive, so sorry. Ooh, Arachne Weaver. 5 mana. This is the one with corrupted healing. Interesting. Okay. So it's a death card. We don't have much healing in death, so that could be interesting. Wait, corrupted healing with scavenger and poison, and it does magic damage. This thing's out of control. Ooh, legendary Chaos Battle Mage. Isn't that what we are? So, all right, let me pull this as full screen for you guys. Jobby coming in with a really big images. All right, so 8 mana, ranged card, 4 speed. It has Pierce. It has Rebirth, Divine Shield, and Redemption. Well, I like the Redemption and Rebirth little combo there. Rebirth and Divine Shield are another nice combo. And with the additional armor, you get that armor back whenever you come back to life. 8 mana is expensive, though. I'll be honest. I don't think I like this card. I think it'll have some interesting use cases, maybe in like range only. Dry bone megalodon. All right. 8 mana. So this is fire. Wait, aren't megalodons sharks? Shouldn't this be water? I'm sorry, I'm getting lost on the fact that this is this is a fire shark. Okay. I guess they call them dry bone. So all right, so 4 damage at max. See, this is a pretty sweet card, because this is flank, right? So you get to throw someone else behind him. He's got retaliate and thorns. Yeah, he's like a perfect tank that you can set up a double tank behind. I like it. I like this one, actually. The legendary one I didn't like. But this is only a rare. See, this is what I'm talking about, man. Like, I mean, this is a card that could definitely become a big part of the meta, especially in melee only matches. Oh, he's perfect. He's perfect. You don't need to buy Rebellion. Sorry, I'm just gonna keep saying it. All right, let's see this. Gallicus. Speed of 1, 2. Okay. Shield. Oh, okay. So I like this card a lot. This is perfect for range only, because you got the shield there with the taunt, as well as headwinds, so people won't be able to do any damage. And then you could actually play him. There's no heal for. You could do the life water combo. So maybe I'll need to get one of those summoners. Life water combo. Throw him in with the little frog healer triage guy. All right, Kazi Conjurer. What is this ability again? Incendiary. One of the new debilitation. Sorry. Oh yeah, for sure. Check that out. Okay, so this dude pretty much takes like what, 1 damage every turn. I forgot what incendiary does. But for 2 mana, doing 6 damage at that speed, yeah, he's outrageous. But he's gonna set the rest of your team on fire. I like this card already. Because you know what? You throw him next to like a martyr person, and then you're all good. All right, Olivia of the Brook. Opportunity. What is this brain thing? Mimic, which has the 25% of gaining random ability from its successful attacker. It seems to be too. Dude, I agree with you. This is out of control. It's a double attack for 6 mana with opportunity, reflection shield, and mimic. So it only gains abilities as it goes along. Nah, dude, this is. Life is my new favorite unit, or splinter, or not, whatever you want to call it, element. All right, Ujurak Elder. This is a neutral card. 3 mana. This looks like a cool support card. It has camouflage for some reason. I don't like this card. I think it's kind of broken. I mean, I think it's kind of. I mean, this is nice, but I almost wish it didn't have an ability or an attack, because then you could give it weapons training. But the 1 magic attack is, yeah, there's a reason it's a common. Ooh, look at this, dude. Surly Drunk. Fire card for 1 mana. Legendary card. 1 mana, 2 damage, 3 speed, 3 health. I like it. Lots of opportunity cards here. Thanalorian Blade. I like the name, Thanalorian. Okay, new ability. So we need to see, what is the ability? With execute? Oh no. Oh no. Are you kidding me? Dude, these epic cards are out of control. This is not, I mean, again, OP. Look at this thing. It's 6 mana. Does a damage of 4, speed of 3, which is fast enough, right? Because you can speed it up with other things. Opportunity, so it goes for the weakest person. combine that with execute, so you're gonna get the kill, and then trample. So after you get that kill, you get another hit. And it has lookout. Oh, because it wasn't powerful enough already. Dude, I'm gonna fall in love with these epic cards. All right, Warborn Chieftain. Let's see, no new abilities, but this is a legendary Earth card. 7 mana, 4 damage, 4 melee. Ooh, I like the phase. I like the phase and shield and demoralize. But I don't know that phase is gonna be. Phase could be all right. He's a little slow for phase to work effectively, in my opinion. All right, cool. Well, thank you for posting that. That's awesome. Guys, make sure you upvote. All right, let me catch up on the chat here. We're at an hour, so I think I'm gonna start to end the stream. All in Bitcoin or DCing? Yeah, we talked about that already. Share on Twitter. Sorry, just did peak D. All right, bots are near impossible to profit from. Yeah, at this point, I think if you're finding a way to profit from bots. If you're finding a way to profit from bots, you must be heavily, heavily invested in the ecosystem, which is good, right? Because then you're eating up a lot of assets and holding a lot of SPS. Homemade bots with 0 fees, they can profit, but the average Xbot and Archmage, yeah, that's true. Haven't played ranked much, says Known for Knowledge, this year, and have been failing my guild. Some great members, so I feel bad. Oh, fair enough, man. Well, I hope you don't leave. I wish you could just bot your account, but I get it. DEC is the safest bet in Hive as a whole. Why DEC? I don't disagree in the sense that it's going to go back to peg at some point. All right, so why doesn't the team create an in-game bot where they can profit from? I don't think the community would like that. If you've heard any of the conversations about bots. International Travel Channel. Did you listen to the PJ interviews from PJ? Found them quite interesting, and it even made me a little bullish. Oh, okay. So you know what? I almost thought about making a video about this. Shout out to People's Guild. Shout out to Clay for hosting PJ on. I agree. So okay, can I share something with you guys? Let me get bullish for a second. I don't even know if I can. I'm not going to share anything. I don't even know anything sensitive that I could share about this, but let me just give you my perspective. So PJ, I haven't interacted with him directly, but last year when I was still kind of getting invited to some of the internal team meetings, PJ would always do presentations, and I found him to be very knowledgeable. Found him to be very interesting. I found him to just have well laid out, detailed thoughts. I have a lot of respect for him, and I think he's doing a great job as the CTO. So in my opinion, it's great that he's getting out there in front of the community more, because I think they need to see who is running the show behind the scenes. Yes, Matt is involved in a lot of the CEO stuff, but actually getting the game to go, it's like PJ, the devs, and Investigator. Investigator's another. He's like my MVP, right? He seems to just be doing a ton of stuff, and everything that I've interacted with him and see him do in the back or behind the scenes is awesome. And even PJ called him out. He's like, Investigator's awesome. So, guys, make sure you show Investigator some love. So the thing with PJ, I didn't know that about his history. I knew a little of his history, but I think it was the People's Guild podcast where he talked through all the stuff that he's done. He's very knowledgeable about, crypto, and he's been in since 2016. He's probably made a lot of money. He's talking about making a lot of money in terms of the different projects, the different companies he's built, the different things that he's been a part of. So what gets me bullish in that sense, right? Because again, I already felt comfortable with PJ kind of leading the charge here. PJ said something where he doesn't own assets in the ecosystem, right? He said there'd be conflict of interest. It's something similar like what WEB3 was saying a while back, right? So he doesn't own SPS, doesn't own cards, but he did say he's very invested in the Splinterlands company, and the only way I can understand that or take it is that he's got equity within the company and wants to see the company do incredibly well, have a high valuation, and then I don't know, maybe a company gets sold or bought or invested in, whatever the case is. He gets a nice payday there. So to your point, in terms of being bullish, I looked at that and I said, okay, here's what's going through my head. PJ is not a dumb guy. He's a very smart individual. All right. He could be making money in so many different places right now, yet he's choosing to work on Splinterlands. So if he's looking at that and his opportunity cost is probably in the 7-8 figure range from all the other projects that he's worked on in the past and that he's been a part of in the past, if he's looking at Splinterlands and he has equity in the company and he's looking at that and saying there's opportunity here, that does get me excited, because whatever he's giving up we know is significant, and therefore he believes in the potential of what Splinterlands can be. And here's the thing, right? I don't know if the company is gonna sell or whatever. I don't even know how all that stuff works, so I'm not trying to say that, but I am saying that if the company does become worth a lot of money, it's only going to happen because the game and the product are successful at bringing in the masses, right? Or enough people for the game to have value, the ecosystem to have value. So yes, that did get me bullish as well. Like I said, I already knew PJ was a more than competent CTO, but hearing his backstory and then realizing oh, he doesn't just know his shit. He's known it for a while and he's had other opportunities to be involved in some awesome stuff. Yet he's choosing to be here for the last couple of years because he believes that there's a crazy opportunity here. Yeah, that's interesting to me. All right, so vlogging says, just bought my first nodes. Not sad at all that they are affordable. All right, well, congrats. Looks like a backline tank. Oh, I think we're talking about the cars. Megalodon must have been swimming in lava. Yeah, I guess so. It's looking like the meta is going to shift hard with these cards. It always does. Mimic taking Bloodlust would be madness. Yeah. Weird Beard's in the house. Let's go. Thanks for rolling through these today, After Sound. Have a good rest of the stream. Weird Beard, always good to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well. All right, hold on, give me 1 second. All right, Mystic Force. Hello, good to see you. Luke says they are trying so hard. It seems to switch the meta away from water. Yeah, I guess so. Thanks for reading it. No problem. Thanks for putting it together. Deuce, what's going on? Happy Sunday. Welcome back after an action-packed summer. Yeah, I know it has really been an action-packed summer. I'm hoping to be much more steady with the content and live streams from here on out, although I can't make any promises. I still have some travel plans, so but we'll try to keep it going as much as possible. All right, no for knowledge. I also think the game is fun and would have done just fine if we had killed the bots early. Splinterlands can recover under better circumstances. I agree. And so going back to the PJ thing, I like how, again, and it could almost come off as annoying, but the way that he was very nonchalant about, yeah, we just have to fix the economy stuff, right? So it makes me believe that they have a good game plan for getting all of this technical debt out of the way and getting new player experience and all that. And once they do turn on the jets, I don't think it's easy, right? But I like the fact that he's looking at that and saying, yeah, there's just a couple of the dials that you would need to crank. And to his point, I do think that we've already started turning some of those dials, right? The DAO specifically. And if there is a flood of or a rush of demand into the ecosystem, I think having it all be pointed in one direction is going to be quite solid. Brian says, how are you doing in parallel? I haven't played in months, so it's been a bit for me. I never, as soon as Planetfall came out, because I see here in your next comment, you said just bought a few Planetfall Ogden Core cards, feels good. As soon as Planetfall came out, I was like, oh, the meta's going to shift. They nerfed Lemmy, so let me take a break, and then I never went back to it. But I've actually been looking at, because they're so cheap now, I've been looking at what's that called? The NFTs that they have, the avatars. But we'll have to wait and see. Pomp says, PJ interview 3955 says, I kind of like the botting ecosystem because it increases volume. If Splinterlands had a certain format that allowed people to go haywire with bots. The thing is, he's not wrong. I mean, if you look at it from the standpoint of volume, the team would receive a certain fee. The economy would burn significant amounts of assets. It's like there's a double-sided sword here, right? Double-edged sword. And this is why I get excited about SPS going back up, even just slightly. Because if it becomes profitable, I do think you're going to see a lot of bots turn back on, pay for the wild pass, and then all of a sudden we're burning millions of DEC per season, right? Multiple millions of DEC. Or sorry, tens of millions of DEC. But we're still a while away from that. And as long as SPS continues to bleed, we're in trouble. No for Knowledge says, personally, I believe gaming in general will be seeking a clean gaming environment, and you can see many games going to proving fair play game because customers want that. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, one of the most frustrating things is RNG. And I remember like talking with Foyer a long time ago, Rooney207, shout out to him. You know, he was calling for like a RNG audit, saying that we don't even know how it works on the back end. So I agree. I mean, playing other games where chance is not a part of it and it really is fair play would be fantastic. PJ, it would be possible to make revenue by selling bots. Interesting. Okay. Every time I hear PJ, I keep on missing Hardpoint. Wonder where he is now. Yeah, Hardpoint was cool, man. I loved Hardpoint's energy. I don't know what he's up to at the moment. I know he was. Yeah, I think he even revealed that he was going through some personal stuff. But hope he's in a good spot now. You know, it's funny because the game looks so different. Sorry, not the game, but just like the face of the game looks so different from 2 years ago. Remember Summer of Splinterlands? You had Aggie and Weird Beard hyping us up on town halls. You had Hardpoint coming through and getting everybody hyped as well. And now it's just really hush hush, which again, I at this point in the cycle, it's probably for the best, because if they were coming on the town hall trying to hype people up when the token's at half a penny, I think it would just be awful of an experience for them, and maybe for us too, right? Because it's like, what, just deliver, just give us something. But I do think that will come to an end at some point within the next 12 months here, or at least I'm hoping so. So we'll see what happens. All right, guys, this has been fantastic and fun. I'm glad I was able to come through. I won't be able to stream next Sunday, unfortunately. I'll try to stream during the week. Might be evenings. We'll see how it goes. And I might not be streaming. I mean, I might stream some other games, because it's been on my to-do list for the longest time. So whether it's getting back into Parallel or checking out Illuvium, I even have Pixels open. I was looking into that as well. So yeah, we'll see. And didn't Golem Overlord come out with like a new game mode too? So yeah, there's lots to be excited about. At the end of the day, there's still lots to be excited about. Lots to have fun with from a gaming perspective. But let me see here. I hope someday Aggie, Harper, Weirbeard, Nate, Matt will be on a town hall once again. Man, you know what's crazy is like if I ever saw that again, that'd be nuts. I mean, even with like the drama around the Hive proposal and Aggie getting involved and Matt and Aggie having like a little spat online, just to see Matt and Aggie in the same like same screen, same room, whatever it is you want to call it, I don't know. That'd be interesting. I think it could only happen after they're like, you know, multi-millionaires or something. Bury the hatchet. All right. So Deuce is getting into randomization like Scattershot Poison would be so sad. It is what makes each battle fun to see play out, good or bad. I love the replay. Also sad in these async events. Fair enough. Sometimes it's cool. Sometimes sometimes it sucks. Take care. Thanks for streaming crypto gaming and promoting the space. Yeah, thanks for being here, Known for Knowledge. I appreciate that. Oh, Tails from the Cryptmancer. All right, this will be the last comment. And thank you for Known for Knowledge for telling folks to smash the likes. All right, funny story. Illuvium has a 30-minute overworld tutorial with cinematics and lore, and IB community members are upset and thinking it's too much. Shows the bear market makes everyone hangry. That's funny. Tails, we got to catch up, man. I hope you're well, brother. All right, guys, have an amazing rest of your day, night, whatever time it is in your neck of the woods. I hope you have a good week ahead. I'll try to come back with some more content later and stream throughout the week whenever possible. But that is all I have. Catch you all in the next one. Peace.